You want to know what all these bad boys and players have in common? It really comes down to one thing, one mindset that all these guys have. And I want to teach you what it is, but also how you can start to achieve it. So the mindset and the secret that they all possess is the fact that they truly just don't give a shit what people think about them in any case whatsoever. Now, of course, this can be bad to a certain extent, right? If you go to the far degree and you go to the far end of this, well, then you're just being completely terrible to people and you're just a bad human being. But still, you got to think about this for a second. There is something to this that really does help someone get through life a little bit easier when they're not on the other end of the spectrum of complete nice guy where they care about what every single person thinks of them, right? So we want to kind of play with this spectrum a little bit. Obviously, we don't want you to be the nice guy over here, and then as we go along here, we don't want you to be all the way in the end where you don't care about people at all and you're just a terrible human being. We kind of want to get you right over here, not in the middle, but in between this section over here of, listen, I don't care what women think about me. I don't care what people think about me. I'm going to do what I do and do it unapologetically. This is not an easy mindset to tap into, of course. It could take you several months to several years because you're going to have to undo a bunch of old wiring that you have inside of your brain that you're used to, right? This whole concept of, wait a minute, no, I'm always caring about how people view me. I'm always caring about judgment. But let me tell you this, if we can get you to the point where you stop caring so much about what people think of you, then what's going to happen is all these women are going to pick up on that. They're going to see that. They're going to be attracted to that. And you're just going to be going for more women in general because you're not going to be caring what people think. You're going to be approaching left and right. You're going to say things that you were afraid to say in the past. You'll become this whole new person. So how do we do this? Really, it boils down to self-esteem. So I'm working with a client right now in my coaching program. By the way, if you want coaching and you want to work with me one-on-one, I do have that available. There is a link down below. Go to coachedbytripp.com and you and I can start to work together. So anyway, I'm working with this client and he really cares what people think about him, right? So we got it figured out of, okay, the reason why he's not approaching is because he fears embarrassment. He fears ruining some sort of kind of social interaction because he doesn't want to ruin social norms. Like he's set up these social norms inside of his head that he thinks society is expecting to do one thing. And we kind of boiled it all down. We kind of like got rid of some things in his head to finally understand that this is all coming down to a problem of low self-esteem. So what that means is because one, or maybe you, one has low self-esteem issues. This means that everything you do, you think you're not sure if you're doing it right or wrong. Like you're kind of like, I think this is right, I don't know. Like you're going about every move in your life in this way where you're just unsure. So you overanalyze, and this is again all caused by low self-esteem. So you don't allow yourself to go through the world caring about what other people think about you or going, into that whole just mess in your head. So what I'm trying to say here is the reason why you have not been able to access this secret bad boy player power is because you care too much about what people think about you and because you have low self-esteem. So low self-esteem is like the foundation to everything here. Because you're unsure of yourself and don't really like yourself and aren't confident in yourself, you're looking to other people for validation. It's like you don't have the answer for yourself. Like you don't know what's right, what's wrong. You don't think that you're doing things right. You're always questioning yourself. So we're looking for others to say, oh yeah, okay, yeah, he's doing something right. He is doing something wrong. We're looking for that. We're seeking that all the time. And that's coming through in our conversations. That's coming through in our actions in our daily life. This is happening all the time. So if we've come down to the root of the problem, which is the low self-esteem, that means we have to start doing things to fix the self-esteem, which means we need to be looking at ourselves in a way where we go, I respect myself. I like myself. And then when we get to that point, you're not going to care what other people think. You're going to be making decisions based on what you want and how you want to act without seeking others' approval of it. And then you'll stop caring what other people think of you. I've talked about this on many videos before. How do we even fix this? How do you get to the point where you fixed your self-esteem? How do we respect ourselves and like ourselves? Always comes down to two things. Pause the video right now if you remember what those are from previous videos. Otherwise, let's keep going. Those things are keeping the promises that you make to yourself and surrounding yourself by other people who are winners and the fact that they are already doing well in their life or they're trying to do better in their life. Okay, so keeping the promises that you make to yourself. You're going to build self-esteem because when you say to yourself, hey, I'm going to do this week, and you accomplish it, then you're going to say, hey, that's awesome, I did that. You're going to like yourself for accomplishing whatever task or goal or habit that you're trying to create or you're trying to accomplish, right? So that's important because you need to like yourself based on the fact that you're able to perform on some level. You need that concrete evidence from taking action. You can't think your way to self-esteem. Maybe a little bit. You can kind of say, hey, I have this going for me, I have this going for me, this is cool about me, this is cool about me. That only gets you so far. So you need to be taking actions and doing things to make yourself feel better about yourself, and you have that proof. Next, you need to be focused on surrounding yourself by people who have this same mindset, people who are trying to achieve and do awesome things, because that's going to have an effect on you and your actions. If you hang around people who are losers and doing nothing with their life, you're going to probably do that too. It's a lot easier to go that route of, just like sitting down and doing nothing when everyone else around you is doing the same thing. So you want to be affected by the people around you who are doing the good things and are trying to win in life, working on personal development, going out and meeting girls, going to the gym, working on their career, all of those good things. And so again, to kind of summarize here, once you have this going for you, where you say, I like myself, I respect myself, then you stop seeking validation, and then you start to live in this world where you're completely and mentally free. You're free because you're no longer seeking the validation, and you're doing things because you want to do them and you know that you make the right choices. If you've been doing a lot of things to build your self-esteem up to this point, you know off of proof that you've been making the right choices in your life. So you're confident that you can continue to make those choices. I know we went a little bit deep today, and I'm so into this topic that I even stumbled over my words a little bit, but you got through it with me to understand that, again, these guys going through life not giving a shit, it's because they're confident in themselves. Now, I know there's an exception. Some guys are bad boys or players because they're overcompensating in the way that they're like, oh, I actually don't like myself, so I'm trying to prove to other people, and then they start being, assholes or whatever. But that's the far end of the spectrum. That's not where you want to be. Remember, there's a balance there. You want to move a little bit over to this end, okay, over here, where you're saying, all right, I'm not a nice guy over here, not a complete asshole over here, but I'm a guy who's confident in myself because I'm sure of what I'm doing in this world.